God bless you. It's great to be with you today. I want to talk to you about something that I believe can truly change the direction of your life. Have you ever felt like you're working hard, you're putting in the hours, but your life just isn't changing? You look up after a year or 5 years, and you're in the same place. I know that feeling. For years, I had a long list of excuses for why I wasn't succeeding. Then I learned a simple philosophy. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. The first, and maybe the most important lesson my mentor taught me is the foundation for a successful life. He said, you should work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Now, at first, that sounds a little strange. We're all taught to go to work, be diligent, and work hard. And that's fine. Working hard on your job will make you a living, and a living is important. But working hard on yourself is what will make you a fortune. And I don't just mean a financial fortune, I mean a fortune in relationships, in experiences, in a life that is rich and full. So what does it mean to work harder on yourself? It means dedicating real scheduled time to your own personal development. It means reading the books that will challenge your thinking and give you new ideas. It means developing new skills. Maybe it's learning to communicate more effectively, or learning how to be a better leader, or mastering a technical skill. That means improving your attitude and your philosophy. You see, your income is directly related to your philosophy, not the economy. The economy is a factor, yes, but some people are doing well in a bad economy, and some are doing poorly in a good one. The difference is their personal philosophy, which dictates the choices they make every single day. If you become a more valuable person, your income will have to reflect that. The marketplace pays for value. I remember I used to have a list of things I would complain about. I used to wish for fewer problems. I thought if I just had fewer challenges, life would be great. Then my thinking changed. I started wishing for more skills. I realized the problems weren't going to go away, but I could get better at solving them. I used to wish for things to be easier. That's a common wish, isn't it? But then I started wishing that I was better. When you get better, the challenges don't seem so big anymore. It's like lifting weights. If you only ever try to lift 10 pounds, you'll never get stronger. But if you work on yourself, soon you're lifting 100 pounds, and that old 10-pound weight feels like nothing. This is the great secret. Don't chase success. Don't run after money or recognition. Instead, work on yourself. Focus on your character, your skills, your health, your knowledge. Do that and you will attract success. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become. Think of it like a magnet. If you want to attract more, you have to become a stronger magnet. Your life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change. And that change has to start with you. It's a conscious decision. You have to decide that you are your most important project. Your job is what you do, but you are who you are. Invest in who you are. Spend an hour on yourself after you've spent 8 hours on your job. That 1 hour invested consistently will make all the difference. It will change your income, your future, and your life. Your life only changes when you change. There's no other way. Now, this idea of becoming a more valuable person, of working on yourself, it doesn't happen in one big leap. It's not a single event. It happens through small daily choices. That leads us to the next important piece of this philosophy, the power of daily disciplines. It's one of the most profound truths I've ever learned. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And on the other side of the coin, failure is just a few errors in judgment repeated every day. That's it. The whole of life, success and failure, can be traced back to this simple formula. It's the small things that create the big results in the end. We've all heard the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. What is that? It's a discipline. It's a small, seemingly insignificant act. Eating one apple won't transform your health overnight. But can you imagine the cumulative effect of that simple discipline practiced over 10 years? What about reading 10 pages of a good book every night? It doesn't seem like much, but after a year you've read 3,650 pages. That's about a dozen books. Over 10 years, that's over 100 books. Do you think that person might have an edge in life? What about saving a small part of every dollar you earn? It's a simple discipline. But here's the catch, and this is where most people get into trouble. These things are also easy not to do. It's easy to eat the apple, and it's easy not to. It's easy to read 10 pages, and it's easy to say, I'm too tired tonight. It's easy to save a few dollars, and it's easy to spend them. The danger of neglect is that it's subtle. You don't fail overnight. You just miss one day of practice. You make one small compromise. It doesn't seem to matter. But those small neglects, those errors in judgment, they also compound. One lie doesn't destroy your character, but repeated, it makes you a liar. One missed workout doesn't ruin your health, but repeated, it leads to weakness. You have to choose which pain you want to carry. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. Discipline is the effort it takes to go for a walk when you'd rather sit on the couch. Regret is looking back 5 years from now and wishing you had the health to play with your children. Discipline is the small sacrifice of saving a portion of your paycheck. Regret is facing your future with nothing set aside. The choice is yours every single day. And I'll tell you, starting a new discipline is often the hardest part. The first week you decide to get up early feels awful. It's awkward. Your body isn't used to it. The first time you try to write in a journal, you stare at the blank page. But you have to push through that initial awkwardness. Once you begin, momentum starts to build. After a few weeks, it's no longer a struggle. It becomes a habit. And once it's a habit, it becomes part of who you are. Don't try to change everything at once. That's a recipe for failure. Just pick one or two small things. Can you walk around the block today? Can you write one paragraph in your journal? Can you choose to drink a glass of water instead of a soda? Start there. That is enough for today. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Make that step a simple, positive discipline, and then repeat it tomorrow, and the day after that. It's the daily practice that builds the future you desire. Once you begin building these disciplines, you need to give them a clear direction. That's where goals come in. You must have goals. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a necessity for a well-lived life. Let me tell you why. If you don't design your own life plan, you will fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. The world will give you just enough to get by. But if you want more than that, if you want an exceptional life, you have to be the architect of it. You have to design it on purpose. But I want to talk to you today about a different kind of goal. It's not just a to-do list or a list of wants. I'm talking about creating a future that is so vivid, so exciting, and so compelling that it literally pulls you forward. It should pull you out of bed in the morning. It should pull you through the difficult days. Most people have to push themselves to act. But when your future is clear and powerful enough, it has a magnetic pull. That's when the magic starts to happen. To create this pull, you have to have strong enough reasons. Your why has to be powerful. If your why is big enough, you'll always figure out the how. People get stuck on the how. They say, I don't know how to start a business, or I don't know how to get that promotion. The how is a technical problem. You can learn the how. The real question is, why do you want it? What kind of life do you truly want to live? Who do you want to become? What do you want to do for your family, for your community, for yourself? If the reason is powerful, you will find the books, you will find the mentors, you will find the courage to figure out how to do it. So I want you to spend some time imagining that future in detail. Don't just say, I want to be wealthy. That's too vague. It has no power. What does that mean to you? How will you live? Where will you live? What will you do with that wealth? Will you travel? Will you build a school? Will you give your family experiences you never had? See it, feel it, make it a movie in your mind. The more detailed and emotional the vision, the stronger its pull will be. And then you must write it all down. A goal that isn't in writing is just a wish. It's a fantasy. When you put it on paper, it becomes something tangible. It becomes a declaration. You make it clear to yourself and to the universe that this is what you are working toward. Put that paper where you can see it every day. Read it. Let it soak into your subconscious mind. Here's something important to understand. The purpose of a goal isn't just to get the thing. It's not about the car or the house or the title. The ultimate purpose of a goal is what it makes of you to achieve it. The skills you have to learn, the courage you have to develop, the character you have to build, the person you become in the process, that is the real prize. The person you become is far more valuable than the thing you get. So set your goals, set short-term goals for the activity you need to do today and this week. These are your disciplines. And set long-term goals for the vision of who you want to be in 5 or 10 years. Let the long-term vision pull you, and let the short-term activity push you. One gives you direction, the other gives you momentum. Together, they are an unstoppable force for creating the life you were meant to live. As you start working toward this powerful future you've designed, as you begin practicing those daily disciplines, you'll find that another force comes into play. It's one of the most powerful forces in human life, and it can either accelerate your progress or stop you dead in your tracks. I'm talking about the people you surround yourself with. This brings us to what I call the law of association. This is one of the most powerful truths for success, and it's very simple. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let that sink in for a moment. Who are the 5 people you're around the most? Think about their health, their ambition, their attitude, their income. Chances are you are somewhere right in the middle of that group. We become like the people we associate with. Their habits rub off on us. Their conversations shape our thinking. Their attitudes become our attitudes. If you spend your time with people who complain, who blame others, and who have no ambition, it is almost impossible not to be pulled down to their level. Their influence is powerful, and often it's so subtle you won't even notice it's happening until you wake up one day and realize you've adopted their way of thinking. So you have to take a serious look at your inner circle. Are the people around you lifting you up, or are they pulling you down? Are they talking about their goals, their dreams, and new ideas? Or are they talking about their problems and gossiping about others? Do they have good habits? Are they reading books and working on themselves? Are they growing? This isn't about judging people or feeling superior. We love our friends and family. But this is about being aware of their influence. You have to be a guardian of your own mind. You have to protect your attitude and your dreams from the constant pull of negativity. So what do? In some cases, you may need to limit your association with certain people. I'm not saying you have to cut them out of your life completely. That's not always practical or desirable, but you can manage the time. Maybe you used to spend a whole afternoon with someone who is constantly negative. Now, you might decide to spend just 15 minutes with them. Be friendly, be kind, but don't let their influence soak into your spirit for hours on end. You have to protect your mindset. It is your most valuable asset in the pursuit of a better life. At the same time you are limiting negative associations, you must actively work to expand your positive associations. You have to find people who are further along than you are. Find people you can learn from, people who have the success you want, the character you admire, the lifestyle you aspire to. The conversation is different with them. They talk about investments, not just bills. They talk about opportunities, not just obstacles. Being around them stretches your mind and shows you what is possible. It raises your own standards for what you expect from yourself. You can find these people in books, at seminars, in business groups, or through a mentor. Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow there. Go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high. It might feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel like you don't belong. That's a good sign. It means you're in a place where you can stretch and grow. Your associations are like the soil you plant yourself in. If you plant a good seed in poor soil, it will struggle. But if you plant that same seed in rich, fertile soil, it will flourish. Choose your soil wisely. Your future depends on it. Even with the right goals pulling you forward and the right people by your side, life will still present its challenges. It's not a straight line to success. Life and business work in seasons, just like a farmer's year. There's a time to plant, a time to protect, a time to reap, and a time to rest. Understanding which season you're in is one of the most important skills you can develop because it teaches you how to act. First comes the spring. Spring is the season of opportunity. After a long, cold winter, the ground is ready. This is your window to get to work planting good seeds. These seeds are the new skills you're learning, the new habits you're starting, the new relationships you're building. Spring is a time for vigorous activity. You have to take advantage of it. You can't be lazy in the spring and then hope for a good harvest in the fall. Life just doesn't work that way. When an opportunity presents itself, you have to seize it and plant. Whether it's starting a new project, taking a new class, or reaching out to a new contact, spring is the time for action. Don't sit around waiting for the perfect conditions. The season itself is the opportunity. Next comes the summer. Summer is the season of protection. After you plant your good seeds in the spring, I promise you the weeds will grow and the pests will come. It's a law of nature. These are your challenges, your doubts, your setbacks. It's the criticism from people who don't understand your vision. It's the unexpected problems that threaten to derail your progress. Your job in the summer is to fight for your crop. You have to be diligent. You have to pull the weeds of negativity and doubt out of your mind. You have to fend off the pests of distraction and discouragement. This season requires perseverance. Many people get excited in the spring, but they give up when the summer heat arrives. You have to have the fortitude to protect what you've started. Then, if you've done your work, comes the fall. Fall is the season of harvest. If you planted good seeds in the spring and you protected them all through the summer, you will reap your rewards. This is a time of celebration. It's the payoff for all your hard work and discipline. And when you reap, I want you to do it without apology. You earned it. Don't ever apologize for your success. But I also want you to reap without complaint. Take full responsibility for your harvest. If it's a great harvest, fantastic. If it's a little smaller than you hoped, that's okay too. Learn from it and get ready for the next spring. The fall season is the great truth teller. It reveals the quality of the work you did in the seasons before. Finally, after the harvest, winter will come. And for everyone, winter will come. It might be an economic winter when the market turns down. It might be a personal winter, a time of loss or disappointment. You can't get rid of winter. You can't wish it away. It's part of the cycle. But here's the key. You can get stronger in the winter. You can get wiser. You can get better. Don't wish for winter to be over. Use the winter. This is the season for rest and reflection. It's the time to read the books, to study, to plan for the next spring. While the world outside is cold, you can be inside feeding your mind, strengthening your philosophy, and designing your next year. The key to life is to learn how to handle each season. Don't get discouraged in the winter. Don't get lazy in the spring. Learn the rhythm, and you will learn how to build a life of abundance year after year. Understanding these seasons and all the other ideas we've talked about brings us to one final critical point. It's the philosophy that ties everything together, the value you bring to the world. We have a fundamental misunderstanding in our society about how we earn a living. We don't get paid for our time. We get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace. You can be at your job for 8 hours, but if you provide very little value in those 8 hours, your compensation will be small. Someone else might be there for 1 hour, but if they provide immense value in that hour, their compensation will be massive. Time is the container, but value is the substance. So to earn more, you must become more. It's that simple. If you want to have more, you have to be more. This brings us right back to where we started. You must work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Every skill you learn makes you more valuable. Learning to communicate your ideas with clarity and passion makes you more valuable. Learning to be a person of integrity, someone people can trust, makes you incredibly valuable. Learning to be a leader, to organize others toward a common goal, makes you more valuable. This is the real work. The job is just the place where you cash in on the value you've built within yourself. Don't just focus on your activity. A lot of people are busy. They run around all day making calls, sending emails, going to meetings. They are active, but are they productive? It's not about being busy, it's about producing results. And results come from the value you provide. Are you solving bigger problems? Are you serving more people? Are you bringing a higher level of skill and excellence to your work? That is what the marketplace rewards. And the marketplace, over the long run, is fair. It will pay you what you are worth. If you are not happy with your income, you have to look at the value you are bringing. Don't get angry at the company or the economy. That's like getting angry at the weather. Instead, ask yourself, how can I become more valuable? It's the only question that matters. It's the one thing you have complete control over. Your personal philosophy is the set of your sail. This is the most important analogy I can give you. The winds of circumstance blow on us all. The wind of the economy, the wind of a recession, the wind of personal tragedy. These winds blow on the rich and the poor, the successful and the unsuccessful alike. It's not the blowing of the wind that determines our destination. It is the set of the sail. And your philosophy, your disciplines, your goals, your associations, your understanding of the seasons, and your commitment to becoming more valuable. That is what sets your sail. The same wind that blows one ship onto the rocks can blow another to a beautiful harbor. The wind is the same. The difference is the set of the sail. Change your philosophy and you can change your destination, regardless of the winds. So that is the philosophy. Success is something you attract by the person you become. It's not about wishing for a better life. It's about working on yourself every single day, setting your sail with intention. You can't change the seasons or the wind, but you can change yourself. I hope you'll make that choice. If you want to learn more about setting powerful goals, watch this video next. God bless you.